Before this run started, it was 52-43 Colonials. But bang, 11-2 run. Now we got a tie game at 54. But the Eagles need to forget about that, and you got a tie game with 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go. And if you believe in yourself and you know you're the better team, you're still in a fine position. All you have to do is outplay PW in this final 4.5 minutes. But if you're worried about the momentum being against you and worrying about the plays that just happened to allow this 11-2 run, you're never going to be able to get this W. Again, the Eagles had a tough night last night when they lost 62-38 to Cheltenham, who ended in their 8th loss of the year. And the Colonials take the floor with some final words from head coach John Quinn. The Eagles break Ashley Harrison's huddle with Devin Blake, Natasha Matthews, Mercedes Harris, Kashay Hinton, and Netta Wise. On senior night, 3 seniors of the Eagles 5 on the floor right now in crunch time. Here's Hinton. Getting it to Matthews, back to Hinton. Let's see what Ashley Harrison drew up in that huddle. Let's see if it works. Here's Matthews finding a cutting Harris, and she puts it up and in, and it works. It does, as Harris gets herself 2 more. She is at 12. Here's McGarvey. Now they get it inside to Pietrix. The crowd wanted to walk. I didn't see anything, and neither did the referees. And Pietrix reties us at 56. Here's Hinton having it poked away. Wants the contact between Matthews and the ball, but no, the referees say the navy-shirted Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials did indeed touch it last. Harris inbounding it to Kashay Hinton with 3:43 to go, and we're all knotted at 56 apiece. Hinton lost it, got it back. Hinton being pestered by McGarvey, who's been playing very pesky defense pretty much all game long. And boy, they're really stepping up their defensive intensity with the game on the line here. The Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials are. They're really playing up on the Eagles more. What they need to do out of that is get a step on somebody and drive the ball. Here's Matthews trying to save it. It was an errant pass, and she does save it to Wise. Now a little bit of a scramble situation. Wise trying to take advantage, just too much contact. And Blake lets it go out of bounds, but it was off of her Eagles. So the Colonials take it with a chance to get their first lead of the game on this possession. 3 minutes and change to go in the game. Right after this, remember, we'll have the Colonials and the Eagles taking on each other in a boys varsity game. Of course, before that, we'll have the boys seniors honored. Stepping into a 3 is McGarvey. It's not even close. What a bad shot. The contested 3 decides to pull up anyway. You can almost live with that if you're talking about Brannigan or Pietrix, because they're just so good and they can take over the game at any time. But Taylor McGarvey, not a good shot. That one rifled to Matthews along the perimeter. Trying to drive it, and they call a foul. That's just 5 on PW, so an inbound for the Eagles. On all fouls from here on out, though, the Eagles will shoot 1 and 1, or 2 if it's a shooting foul. Timeout, John Quinn and PW Colonials. They got to be happy with their progress in terms of trying to make a comeback, as they were down by as much as 15. In fact, they were down by 17 early in the third quarter as well. 15 was the deficit at halftime, 38-23. And now here we are, tie game. And it all happened really on that 11-2 run. I mean, they got it slowly and steadily. They were cutting down on the lead. Got it down to 9. And as we said, that was nice and all, but they needed to do it at a quicker rate if they wanted to come back. And that happened in middle of the fourth quarter when they went on that 11-2 spurt. Harris, Matthews, Blake, Wise, and Hinton for the Eagles. Harris trying to find somebody. Goes to Hinton. 2.5 minutes to go in the game now. We are going to have a great finish here tonight. Here's Hinton. Getting it to Wise. Wise has had a great, outstanding game tonight with the steals and the scoring. Some fans calling for a walk here. We know there's plenty of PW fans in attendance. And blocking foul called on Angie Brannigan. So that puts them over the limit, I believe. No, in fact, they'll be over the limit on the next foul. So this is an inbound for the Eagles. Next foul puts the Colonials over the limit. Here's Hinton in the corner. Gets herself a 2. It's no good. Good job to get that shot, but did not put it in. But Mercedes Harris puts it in down low, and the foul. Mercedes Harris will go to the line, trying to give the Eagles a 3-point lead. Boy, how powerful and how consistent is Mercedes Harris down in the paint. Just seems like she never misses down there, no matter how many defenders are surrounding her. And now Harris with a chance for one more. She's got 14. And she misses the free throw. So here comes Alyssa Butcher and the PW Colonials now with a 2-point deficit and minute 50 to go. Boy, for all the comeback efforts they've made so far, it's all going to be for naught if they can't close it out. Here's Alyssa Butcher. Pietrix thought about a 3, now goes back to Butcher. Mundy wants the ball inside, the 5'5" point guard. Wise just missing on that steal. Butcher puts up the jumper. It's good. Tough shot for Butcher. But she puts it in anyway, and we're tied once again at 58 as we ride the seesaw here at Norristown Area High School. Here's Wise inside, got fouled. And now the Eagles will shoot 1 and 1. And Netta Wise, one of the seniors who was honored here tonight, having an outstanding game with 12 points to this point, and now has a chance to shoot free throws. Last night, had 11 in a losing effort. And last time we played PW, she scored 7. Having one of the best games scoring-wise of her season. The free throw was no good, though, and we remain tied as Wise misses the first and will not get the back end. McGarvey now with Blake strapped to her. Here's Butcher finding Brannigan inside. Off of the shin of Wise, and now here comes the Eagles in transition trying to take the lead. Wise, great pass to Hinton, puts it up off the glass, it's no good. Rebound Harris, got fouled. And Mercedes Harris is pumped up, so is the Eagles bench. And the Eagles have a chance to take the lead from the line with Mercedes Harris, who's already dropped 14. And she's coming off of a game last night in which she scored 8. So the PW Colonials go over to talk to head coach John Quinn and try and figure out what they're going to do in this last 53 seconds. They will make a substitution as well, as they'll bring Katie Jo Wacker into the game. This 5'7" junior guard got a little bit of action in the first half, and now they bring her out here. And Mercedes Harris is just about ready to take her free throws. She'll get 2, I believe, or is it 1 and 1? It was not a shooting foul. It's up, and it's good. Or it was a 1 shot, excuse me, because Mercedes Harris. And now there's some kind of a confusion here as the buzzer sounds, and Ashley Harrison wants a word with the referee. Oh, and Mercedes Harris only got 1. They had me confused there. I'm sitting here looking like I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's actually the referees who are getting it wrong, as Mercedes Harris does indeed get her second free throw. I was wondering why she only got 1. And now John Quinn is complaining about it. And any time a call's changed, even if it's clearly right, it's always going to upset the opposing coach when you change a call like that. And Mercedes Harris going to shoot her second free throw now. Ashley Harrison was out on the floor to argue that call. And why not? It was a blatant screw up. And now it's a 2-point lead as the Norristown bench erupts. Ashley Harrison calls for a timeout and gets it. And it's 60-58 Eagles with 52 seconds to go. So it's now the Eagles defense that has to step up, and we were tied at 54, we were tied at 56, we were tied at 58. Now it's 60-58, and boy, the teams have just been trading baskets for the past, I don't know, say 2 minutes, and Norristown will look to put that to an end. PW will look to keep it going. And such a crucial possession. If PW does not score here, they may have to foul the Eagles in order to stay in this game, because if they miss with about 40 seconds to go, the Eagles are either going to A, run a lot of time off the clock, or B, get fouled in an intentional foul situation. So we got a great finish coming up for you. It's NASD TV. I'm Mark Holodetsky. And this is just the first of 2 games tonight in a boys-girls doubleheader. And, of course, the second one advertised to be more than half of the excitement here tonight at Norristown. But this game has certainly exceeded its billing. Those boys are going to have a tough act to follow. Here's 31, Alyssa Butcher, being covered by Matthews with 42 seconds to go. Here's Butcher getting it to Piotrowicz. And she walked. She tried to take the pro hop, but she had already taken one of her steps. Comes down on 2 feet. That's 3. 2 + 1 is 3. And that's a walk. And now the Eagles, with 33 seconds to go, are most definitely going to be intentionally fouled. And now Ashley Harrison has to try and draw up some way to get her best free throw shooter the ball. And who do they want the ball in the hands of in this situation? Perhaps Cashay Hinton, one of the better free throw shooters on the floor. Brittany Rose has got to be the best free throw shooter on this team. But remember, she fouled out with about 5 minutes to go and 6 points. So that's definitely hurting the Eagles right now, but they got to look for somewhere else to go. And above all, if you can't get the ball to one of your preferred free throw shooters, you got to make sure you don't turn it over. That's paramount right now. So the Eagles come out with Blake, Harris, Wise, Hinton, and Matthews. Harris to inbound. Harris finds Matthews. And not yet fouling are the Colonials, and now finally they do with Katie Jo Wacker. Well, we'll see what Tasha Matthews can do from the line. Natasha Matthews can't be the Eagles' first choice if they went at the line, but at least the Eagles did not turn the ball over again. That was first and foremost. And now Natasha Matthews with 2 clutch free throw attempts coming up right here. Now, not only do you have Matthews at the line, but you don't have her to rebound the ball. Should there be a miss on either free throw? The first one is no good, but it's a 2-shot situation because that's 10 fouls on the Colonials, so it's double bonus time for Tasha Matthews and the Eagles. The second one is good. It rimmed in. So with half a minute to go, the Colonials need 3 points to tie this game up. And they don't necessarily need a 3-pointer on this possession. Matthews tipped it out of bounds off of Matthews. Timeout on the floor. And again, they don't need a 3 on this possession. They could settle for a quick 2 and then foul. And then if the Eagles make both their free throws, now you have to go for 3, but you hope they don't make both their free throws. And then perhaps you can go for a 2 for the tie, or perhaps even the win should the Eagles miss both their free throws. But we'll see what John Quinn and the Colonials want to do, because with just 23.5 seconds to go, maybe they do want to try and draw up something that'll get Brannigan or Piotrowicz or whoever it may be a 3. Of course, with how much Brannigan and Piotrowicz have dominated in this game and all season, they gotta want the ball in their hands. There's no question about that. The Eagles are going to be bringing out their best possible defensive lineup. They got to make sure they know where they're going to go with the ball in any kind of situation. If they get a rebound, where are you going to go with the ball? If the shot is made and they have to inbound, where's the ball going to go? You got to be thinking about these things because these free throws that the Eagles have coming up potentially would be huge, and they can't afford to make a little mistake and turn the ball over or get the ball to a poor free throw shooter. They inbound it over to Butcher. Gets it inside. It's no good. They can't get it, but they get an offensive rebound. Piotrowicz up and good with 15 seconds to go. They inbound it to Wise. Wise tries to avoid the foul. 11 seconds to go. Drops it off for Matthews. Still not fouling. And now Caitlin Mundy dives to foul Matthews. With 8.2 seconds to go, it's 61-60. And Tasha Matthews with 2 more clutch free throws. She hit 1 of 2 just a moment ago. Now she's got 2 more huge free throws. And she can't ice the game because even if she hits them both, it is still a 3-point game, but it would be huge. Now a timeout. The Norristown bench was on their knees trying to will Natasha Matthews to make the free throws. And the timeout charged to John Quinn and the PW Colonials. 8.2 seconds to go. Natasha Matthews at the line. The possession arrow favors the Eagles. And the Eagles have 16 fouls. The Colonials have 10, so that's a little game reset for you. And Natasha Matthews, if you hit none of them, the Colonials will need a 2 for the win. If you hit 1, the Colonials need a 2 for the tie. If you hit them both, you force the Colonials to try to have to shoot a 3. And then you know they have to shoot a 3, and you could guard the perimeter with everything you got. So, boy, 2 free throws. Again, not icing the game, but putting you in great position. And then even if they do hit the 3, you get to play overtime. Or perhaps get off a last-minute shot of your own. Here's Matthews. It's up. It's good. Tasha Matthews hits the front end of her huge 2. Tasha Matthews now with 14, and none would be bigger than this one should she make it. It is up. It's good, and Tasha Matthews hits them both. Goes 3 of 4 in the last couple of seconds to make it a 3-point game. They get the ball to McGarvey. McGarvey with Hinton on her. Driving, puts it up, and it's a charge call on Taylor McGarvey, and the Eagles take over with 3 seconds to go. And for all intents and purposes, this game is over. And I don't know what she was thinking. Why are you driving the ball when you're down by 3? And now if the Eagles can avoid a turnover, they win the game. And they do. Hinton fouled. Just 1.8 seconds to go, though. Wow, I wonder what she was thinking. I mean, you need a 3. You got 8.3 seconds to go. That's not enough to get a 2, foul, get the ball back, get another 2. No time for that. I don't know. Although then a lot of contact in there. Perhaps she was trying to get an and 1, but, boy, you could see how much that backfired as the charge was taken. Possession arrow favors Norristown. That's big. Because if there should be a tie-up, the Eagles get the ball. So if the Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials want to get a rebound or a steal, they have to do so cleanly. 1.8 seconds to go, and 1 Cashay Hinton free throw can ice the game, and she gets 2 attempts. And even if should she miss them both, all the Colonials are going to get is a heave. Cashay Hinton, her first. Up. Good, and that should do it. Cashay Hinton, her second of 2. It's no good, and it's going to be out of bounds with half a second to go. And the Colonials will get it. So I don't know. They're not giving up yet, but they should. This game is over, and the Eagles have to not foul. And they do, and that's going to do it. And on senior night here at Norristown High School, it was the juniors shining brightly in the end with Tasha Matthews and Cashay Hinton going a combined 4 for 6 in terms of clutch free throws down the stretch. Matthews finished the game with 15. Cashay Hinton finished with 7. Harris led the Eagles in scoring with 16, and Netta Wise chipped in with a great game, a dozen points and a couple of steals mixed in there. And the Eagles overcome Megan Piakowicz's 22 points, and Angie Brannigan's 13. And the Eagles avenge their January loss to this PW team and take this game 64-60. Well, we got another game coming up for you shortly where the Plymouth Whitemarsh boys team will take on the Norristown boys team. But until that game, we will see you then. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back.